Good morning, I'm Sharaad Kuttan and welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. It's the 13th of December. Yes, we're racing towards the end of the year. And I'm not quite sure what that means, except that we're racing towards the end of the year. Now, The Sun has this story, and it's about the possibility of us importing Japanese technology for the high-speed KL-Singapore rail link. But it's really, it's a non-story. I think the more interesting thing is on page 2 and the story about a wake-up call rising from the Singapore riot by a couple of foreign workers. So the MTUZ president in this story alerts us to the fact that what is really the problem is poor working conditions, low wages, and exploitation by employers of foreign workers. Now that's a time bomb. Now, if you look at the front page of the Star, you see they play it slightly differently. Eye on foreign workers. So the foreign workers are the problem. And one is suspicious. And the Star actually has this really bad reputation for kind of instilling this kind of fear. I really don't know why they insist on doing this. But at any rate, that's the Star's framing of the foreign worker issue. Remember, it's poor working conditions, exploitation, and discrimination. Those are the real time bombs, not foreign workers. I also think there's a kind of pop psychology take on this, which is that if you treat people badly, you're likely to fear them because you think they're going to seek revenge for the way that you've treated them. So maybe that's what underscores all this. Moving forward, we have Sina Harian and Utusan. Now they're a pair. And they repeat the allegations made by the Home Affairs Ministry, but they don't put them in court. So so basically you have Kementerian Dalam Negara, which is the Home Affairs, exposing facts and proof or evidence of passes number 2, Mat Sabu, for being either related to or in association with, or in fact, card-carrying Shia. Now, none of this is, if you read the facts that are supposedly tendered by the ministry, they're not really compelling. And in fact, if you go to the social media, there's a lot of lampooning of what the minister has said. The minister, of course, has defended himself, saying that none of this is political. It can't be political. He's only concerned about security. So if you believe the minister, then these stories make sense. If you don't, then they're really worth the paper they're printed on. Now, the Malay Mail has this story here. It'll kind of like quibble with the Malay Mail. 31 years, is it really 31 years? Apparently, there are other stories saying that it's really 28 years because the last time we were in the semis, it was 1985, not 1982, as this report suggests. The New Straits Times has one of the stories. Nice little factoid here. 3 million motorists without license. It's a factoid. And it reads the paper. Fine. Moving on. Okay, Berita Harian. Much more interesting. Seems to be a much more considered piece. Looking at the East Coast Highway and why it's taken years to complete. It's only 30% complete after years past the deadline. The deadline was 1996. The paper outlines some of these concerns. Now, this handsome young man appears on other papers as well. He's an actor who was in some sort of scandal and now grateful that the police not pursuing apparently sexual harassment or something of the sort. On the other side, you have this young lady, Felixia, and she is a former Playboy model. Well, not like in the main Playboy, but I think it was Macau Playboy or something like that. And she's taken to wearing a Tudung. Now, this I'm not quite sure is a recommendation because, though it's played up as that, because she hasn't in fact taken on the religion of Islam. All she likes to do is to wear the Tudung. But the idea that somebody who was once involved in something morally corrupt is now, finding solace in the costume of the Tudung, perhaps is the kind of story that some people think is worth putting up. Last, Harian Metro, really interesting thing, which is this. It has a story of university students using their PTPTN loans to gamble. Now, I think this kind of reportage really is valuable in the long run. I mean, I think there are many anthropologists out there who might think this is great stuff. I certainly think it's great to listen to. Then one of the new games apparently is something called Funky Monkey, which I think must be the word of today. Funky Monkey. I don't know what it means. It's a game, and I probably won't play it. Finally, the Edge Financial Daily with two really important stories. One is the illegal capital outflows scandal that doesn't seem to be taken on as seriously as the amount of money that's involved seems to suggest it should be. But on the Malaysian Reserve, you have a picture of the Bank of Malaysia governor saying that things have been put in place. Our rating is terrible. We went from second to fourth in the developing world on this. Not a great standing. This is one of those rankings where you don't want to be number one. Also, something we've been waiting for a long time, KLIA 2, and is it going to miss the May 2nd deadline? Looks like it might be another deadline missed on that project. Well, that's all we have for you. It ends the week of BFM Morning Headlines. I'm Sharaad Kuttan, and this is BFM 89.9.